Good morning, boys and girls, first formers, second formers, and third formers. It's Mr. Dover again with you, standing in for Professor Solin from the Girls High School, who's still busy teaching her class. We send some warm wishes to Professor Solin this morning. Now today, it's going to be a continuation of the lesson that we did the last time when we look at figurative devices. And today's lesson will be quite short because I've got one more device to look at with you. Now, on your screen, you're seeing the devices that we did the last time, plus the one that we're still supposed to do. So we talked about last time, we looked at similes, metaphors, personification, alliteration, onomatopoeia, hyperbole, and we stayed at euphemism, a mouthful the last time. This time, we've got just one more to do, and then that lesson will be over. Now, let's just recap what is figurative device, right? So you'll see on your screen that figurative device refers to the use of language in a way that is not literal, serves a particular important function in literature, used when the writer wishes to present more information that gets you thinking. And lastly, main features that make writing literature, right? Now, before we skedaddle into the figurative device that we're going to talk about today, I'd like to acknowledge all those persons again who've been really good at shouting us out, giving us good feedback, telling us that they love the live lessons or admonishing us in parts. We welcome all of them. The encouragement, the admonitions, everything helps to make us better at what we do, right? Thank you. A big thank you from Mr. Dover and all the other live presenters, the CDU and the Ministry of Education and VC3. Now we're going to go straight into the figurative device that we are supposed to look at today. On your screen, you're going to see it. And today, we're going to look at idioms. At the end of today's lesson, I'm going to leave with you a choice board. And that choice board has you making your own choices of what you want your assignment to be. But listen to me. You can choose to do all of it. What you do, just go back to this video, and it's on VC3's Facebook page, and you're going to get caught up. Right? So, today we are looking at idioms. On your screen, right there, you're going to see the definition for idioms. I'll read with you. Idioms are phrases or expressions whose meanings cannot be understood by looking at the individual words literally. It is also a fun way of expressing your ideas. Now, as I like to say, first formers, second formers, and third formers, let's unpack that meaning. So, idioms are phrases or expressions whose meanings cannot be understood by looking at the individual words literally. So, when you see an idiom, you read an idiom, the meaning for that idiom will not be easily understood if you look at the words individually by themselves. You've got to read the entire idiom to understand the meaning because it is not literal. It is not a surface meaning. It's a deeper meaning. However, when it is used, it brings your writing, it brings your speech, it brings everything that you do to life, right? Good. So we're going to go to the next slide now, and you're going to get even closer and even more cozier to what idioms are. Good. Now, on your screen, you're going to see a picture. On one side, there's a closed bag. On the other side, there's an open bag. The activity says that, the instruction for the activity says that you are to observe each photo and try to explain what each means. Good? That's the first one. A closed bag, open bag. What do you think that means? Remember, you are not to look at the literal meaning, right? It goes deeper. Remember when we started out last time, we compared poetry to prose, and we say that prose talks about surface meaning, straightforward, but poetry really goes deeper. So poets use idioms in their poems to give us a deeper meaning, a richer meaning. So look at those and tell me what you get from it. Let's go to the next slide. Good. Crazy picture on your screen right there, boys and girls, right? Man has an umbrella, and look at cats and dogs falling from the sky. What do you think that means? Interesting. Let's go to the last slide. Beautiful girl in the middle and holding on to a horse on one side and another on the other side. What do you think those pictures tell us? How can those pictures bring out the figurative device, idiom? What do you think? Okay, before we get into it, let's just have the technician go back to the first picture and just bring us right back to this last one. That's the one. Next one. Very good. And last one. Now, did you get your answers? Remember, you can write into us and give us what you think your, the meanings are. Nayoka Games, good morning, Teacher Asif. Anybody call me Teacher Asif? Listen, I have a little joke to give you. If you call me Teacher Asif, that means that you are from up north, Chateaubelair, Chumuka. I am Teacher Asif. If you call me Sir or Mr. Dover, I would taught you when I moved down to town. So Nayoka Games would be from Chumuka. Hi Nayoka. Good. So I am always going to be Teacher Asif. Good. Yes. So let's get the answers, Nayoka. Good. Time for answers. Idioms. In the first one, where you see the closed bag on one side and the open bag on the other side, the first one is let the cat out of the bag. That means to give away a secret. So when the poet is writing, right, or not even poets, anybody for that matter, who wants to play with words, who want to make their writings interesting, but for right now we're really focused on poetry. When you see let the cat out of the bag, it just doesn't mean literally first formers. It means that you give your secret. So John told you something that is really tantalizing and told you not to tell anybody. But you know that a secret is not a secret when it leaves one person, right? Right? So it means to give away a secret. Now, usage, it is a part of a sentence. So I want you now to write a sentence with that idiom, let the cat out of the bag. So I'll give you an example. Jason was so excited that he let the cat out of the bag and spoiled the surprise. That's my sentence for the idiom. Good. Next one. Carissa, good morning, Carissa. Nice seeing you online. It's raining cats and dogs. That's the second one, where you saw the person under the umbrella and the cats and dogs are falling from the sky. So it's raining cats and dogs. That means it's raining. That is it. Thank you, Mr. Bennett. That means it is raining really hard, right? Like this morning, while I was being driven out to the college, it was raining cats and dogs. Lots of rain came, right? That means it is raining hard or it is raining a lot. So that can be used by itself. That can be a complete thought, right? It can make sense because it has a subject, it, and the verb, it's raining, right? So it can stand on its own as an independent sentence, an independent clause. It makes sense, right? And the last one, pulled in two directions, right? Remember the picture where the young girl was in the middle, right? You're seeing this on your screen? Good. And she is pulled in two directions, right? That means, and the technician is telling me I'm going way out of focus, right? Good. So pulled in two directions, the cameraman, sorry. It means to be in a situation where you feel loyalty to people on opposite side. And boys and girls, there are times when you feel like that. Good. Your friend is on one side telling you, let's go to the beach. Your mother is on the other side telling you, nuh-uh. You've got to stay home. So you are pulled in two different, two opposite sides. Now, for usage, this can be a part of a sentence, right? Pulled into direction, because on its own, it doesn't really make sense. Because if I come and tell you, pulled in two directions, doesn't have a subject, right? So it doesn't make sense, right? So it is part of a sentence. So to make it complete, you've got to get your subject and making that complete. So those idioms are often used by poets. Let's just run them over. Let the cat out of the bag means give away a secret, and that can be used as part of a sentence. Next one, it is raining cats and dogs. Complete thought. Used on its own. It means that it's raining hard or raining a lot. Last one, pulled in two directions. That means to be in a situation where you feel loyalty to two different sides, to two different people, to opposite sides. And we all get like that from time to time. And that is, for usage, a part of a sentence, right? Because it can't really stand on its own as it is, because it doesn't have a subject. Right, let's go to the next slide. Good. Now, the final activity before we really finish here. It says, read the following sentences and say what figurative language is found in each. So, like we always do, I give you about probably 30 seconds to go through them, come up with the figurative device, and you're going to write into us, telling us which figurative device. Remember, it's not just idioms now. It's taking us back to what we did the last time. Let me see if I could remember. At 75, I forget things easily. Similes, personification, hyperbole, metaphor, alliteration, euphemism. So all those come into play, and onomatopoeia. All those come into play plus idioms right here. So I'm going to disappear for a short while, 30 seconds, and you're going to do your do and write into us. Have fun for those 30 seconds. Welcome back, first formers, second formers, and third formers. Good. So we are going to now get the answers. Now, remember, you can write in, these are my answers. So start sending in your answers. So the first one, this bedroom is a prison. This bedroom is a prison. It's a metaphor. Let's understand two things. What are we comparing? The bedroom and the prison. Two different things. Right? Let's understand the context, third formers, the context in which that metaphor is used. This bedroom is a prison. Let me set it up for you. A young boy wants to go out. Mother says, no, stay in the bedroom, stay home. She locks the door, and he feels that the bedroom is a prison, boxes him in, prevents him from going out to the beach, a show with all his friends. Good. Metaphor. Second one, go slow over the road. Assonance. Go slow over the road. The long O sound. Go slow over the road. Right? Long O. Go. O. A sharp long O sound. Slow. Sharp long O sound. Over. That's a longer long O, but it's still a long O. And road. A longer long O. Very good. Assonance. I have a million problems. Hyperbole. Now, no one really gets a million problems. You may have 2 problems, 3 problems. But you want so let's understand the context in which it is used. You want the person next to you. Hi, Alicia. Aisha Richardson, morning. I nearly called your name incorrect again. It's Aisha. She met me and she told me, Mr. Dover, it's not an L, it's an I. Aisha. Good morning, Aisha. Right. So I have a million problems. It's a hyperbole. It's so far out. It's a real exaggeration. No one really has a million problems. Well, I hope nobody does, because that will send you real crazy. However, the context of it is, you're talking to your best friend, and you want your friend to know how stressed you are by these problems, how these problems are burdening you. So you tell them, I have a million problems. Sometimes you even say, I have 1,000,001 problems. You exaggerate to let the person know how serious, how stressed you are by these problems. Next one, my car tends to give up on steep hills. My car tends to give up on steep hills. Personification. Remember, personification is when you are given inanimate objects, human-like qualities. So what is the inanimate object there? What is the non-human there? Did I hear you say the car? Excellent. And what are you stating that the car can do? Give up. Humans are the ones who give up. But when you say, my car tends to give up on steep hills, if the poet writes like that, what does it do? It makes the poem come alive, right? It makes the words jump off the page and make the poem come alive. So my car tends to give up on steep hills. Personification. Next one. She sings like an angel. She sings like an angel. Simile. Good. Simile. Now, what are you comparing there? She, an earthly being, and an angel, a heavenly being. So she sings like an angel, right? Let's understand the context of that, boys and girls. She sings like an angel means what? She sings really well. And I know that you have your favorite artist who you will say sing like an angel. But you and I are going to have a fight right now, because my favorite artist who I say sings like an angel, well, she's with us no more. Whitney Houston, from my era, right? She sings like an angel. And then some people say, hi, Professor Jazzy Robinson, thank you for those good commendations. I know some person will say that, who's Whitney Houston? Oh, that's so old. Well, I told you, that's from my era, and I'm 75. Good. Now, next one, number 6. My coworker is very economical with the truth. Remember the last time when we talked about euphemism, when we ended in euphemism? The example that we used was, let me see if my memory serves me right, that the girl was shocked, something like that, that when her brother got to understand, he was quite economical with the truth. He switched things around. He told a lot of lies in his effort to help her, right? And you know people who are economical with the truth, they really switch things up on you. You will discuss something and then they'll come with something different. So that's euphemism, right? When they don't tell the truth as it should be told. 7. The hiss of the snake was our only warning. Onomatopoeia. The hiss of the snake, hiss. The word hiss, the word gives the sound that it makes. Hiss. The hiss of the snake was our only warning. Let's understand the context of that. The hiss, the sound that the snake made, so we were walking in the forest, in the mountains, and we were lost. We started going hiking and we were lost. And the sound, the hiss that the snake makes was the only warning that told us that the snake was right behind us. We had no time to escape. The snake plunged. You fill in the blanks. So that's onomatopoeia. The sound, the word hiss is the sound that it makes. Last one. The river rushed rapidly over the rocks. The river rushed rapidly over the rocks. Alliteration. The river rushed rapidly over the rocks. Good. Alliteration. So let's just quickly recap those. Number 1, the bedroom is a prison, metaphor. Go slow over the road, assonance, the long O sound. I have 1,000,000 problems. Or I have 1,000,001 problems. And third farmers. Thank you, Jean Holder. Thank you for this good commendation. Morning, Jean. I have 1,000,000 problems. And now I said I have 1,000,000 problems, which is really an exaggeration. I'm thinking of a rap song I heard sometime where they said I have 1,000,001 problems. I have 1,000,000 problems, but something is not one of them escapes my mind right now. The technician is laughing. I think he knows what I'm trying to bring out. I just heard it somewhere. My car, and I hope it's something good I'm referencing. My car tends to give up on steep hills. The technician will tell me after. Personification. She sings like an angel. Simile, using the word like. Right? My coworker is very economical with the truth. Stay away from that coworker. Right? Euphemism. The hiss of the snake was our only warning. Onomatopoeia. And the river rushed rapidly over the rocks. Now let's get to the end. Told you I wouldn't be here long. Good. Now I'm going to give you some follow-up work. So, like I used in some lesson many moons ago, a choice board. And what does a choice board do? It gives you a choice. Pick a color and do what it says. So, the first one in red says, write a poem on a topic of your choice. Be sure to use similes and metaphors in your poem. Next one, write a song on a topic of your choice. Be sure to use lots of personification. There's a poem that has been made into a song by a Jamaican artist. Flashing, dashing, restless sea. Never still, you seem to be. Right? So do something like that. Design a poster that uses onomatopoeia to transmit its message. So when you do your poster, and this one is really interesting, I want you to do your poster, boys and girls. And take a picture, and when next I'm on, send it in to us so we can share it with St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the world. Next one, listen to your favorite sound. Note examples of hyperbole and explain their meaning to a friend. And you can explain the meaning when you send in your answers. Next one, have a chat with your parents. As an old teacher, you are doing an excellent... Thanks, Norman Robinson. Thank you, Norman Leontius Robinson. Thank you. Good feedback. Have a chat with your parents, uncles, aunts, or family friend, and ask them about examples of euphemism used in your country. Remember, euphemism is an exaggeration. I've got 1,000,000 problems. Or all my bones in my body hurt. Right? Good. You're exaggerating. So you know your parents, your aunts, your uncles will be using those kind of exaggerated speech all the time. Ask them about it, write it down, share it with me. Share it with your sister. Share it with your teacher when you go to school. Next one. This is a biggie. Write a descriptive piece on the topic of your choice. Be sure to use as many examples of figures of speech as you can. Write a descriptive piece on any topic of your choice. Be sure to use as many examples of figures of speech as you can. Let me push you into it. So, let's say you're living where you can look out and see a cliff, or a tourist ship, or a tranquil mountain, or rolling hills. So, make that the subject of your descriptive piece and use as many figurative language as you can, and send it in to us. We'll be quite appreciative. Let's move to the last slide. Now, this is just a recapping slide, right? So we've looked at simile, euphemism, personification, metaphor, idiom, hyperbole, alliteration, and onomatopoeia. All those figurative language are used, all those figurative devices are used by poets to bring their poem to life, to lift the words off the page, to make their writing quite interesting. Thank you, boys and girls, for listening to me. Jean Holder. Good. Oh, right. Yes, I saw your daughter this morning, Alitha this morning. I saw Alitha this morning. Thank you, Jean Holder. Right, I did teach your daughter. Told you I'm old. 75 to be exact. Right, good. So, thank you for listening to me, boys and girls. Remember, you can always go back to this presentation on VC3's Facebook page and get all the information that you need. It's right there. Before I go, pay attention to the choice board. Pick one, or if you're so inclined, yes, the technician did a wonderful job of putting it back up. Do all of them and send in your answers to us. Thank you. Be safe. See you next time. Mr. Dover, signing out.